Hello, everybody. My name is Tarrice Love, and this here is.
Hi, my name is Marcus Hill.
What agency are you with, Marcus?
I'm with Major Model Management out here in New York City.
Okay, Marcus, I want you to tell everybody, how did you get into modeling?
What's a funny story? I was in Los Angeles, industry party, like Grammy party or something like that. I couldn't remember. It's about 4 years ago, and just hanging out at the party, having some drinks, and having to be really dapper and really fashionable, like I always am. And a scout from one of the agencies, I guess out in Los Angeles, his name was Michael Maddox, approached me with another model, a female. Her name was Katie Aber, which happened to be a big-time model and actress at that time. Came to me and approached me. He was like, "Hey, my name is Michael Maddox, and I produce runway shows, and I'm also a scout for model agencies out here in Los Angeles. Would you be interested?" And instantly, this is me lifting up my shirt, showing my six-pack. I'm ready right now. And he just bust up laughing. He was like, "Here's my card. Give me a call tomorrow." Long story short, I give him a call. He walks me in Wilhelmina. Next thing you know, I'm booking Abercrombie like maybe a month later, and it's been going upwards since then. Everything's been good since then.
Okay. Um, I'm gonna forget what I was supposed to ask you next. Oh,
Probably what was my experience shooting with the
yeah,
famous Tarrice Love?
yeah. What did you, your tell people about what it was like working with me?
Well, it's funny because someone told me, like Michael Maddox actually told me about you maybe like a year and a half ago, and I actually looked at your website a year and a half ago, and I was like, this guy is very talented, and I was wanting to shoot with you then, but I guess we didn't connect with each other, but Michael actually reached out to me and told me you're going to be shooting with Tarrice, and I was like, really? I had no clue, and he was like, yeah, talk to your agency. Next thing you know, my agency's like, you're going to be shooting with Tarrice Love. So I was like, excellent, sounds good. I was already familiar with his work. I know he does great beauty and body shots of a lot of African American men, and he's basically like, you probably started a lot of these guys that are shooting famous campaigns, started their career with just your pictures, because before that, I mean, I didn't see any of these guys working until, I saw them shooting with a lot of your photos, and then they just all of a sudden are starting to book major campaigns. So I was excited to shoot with you, and my whole thing is I wanted to go in there and meet you and see what you're about and basically kill the photo shoot. So, and man, it was funny because once I got here and I met you and I just saw your creativity and the way you shoot, like the beauty of a man. It's not just so much just like just shooting the guy's body, but it's like, you're shooting a guy and he has a feeling by himself. It's like a story. So I was excited about that. And then the ideas you had, that you basically didn't tell me. You were like, I got to figure out what I'm gonna do with you. And that was like great for me, because it was like one of those things, you show up and you don't know what you're doing, but you're winging it. So when I get here and it's like, you're the MacGyver of photography. He's like tearing these sheets up and he's making this thing with the underwear, and this is what we're gonna do, and blah blah. So it's like, I'm excited. So I mean, the experience and was great, and when I got the photos back, it was like out of this world. I mean, the reaction from people from our first shoot was just like overwhelming. I mean, I've got hundreds and hundreds of emails, hits on Facebook. I mean, my bookers at my agency they've never like expressed this like much to me about shooting a photo shoot with a photographer. Like, man, you killed it. Those pictures are ridiculous. You killed it. Those pictures are ridiculous. This is all I've been hearing since I've been at the agency. When I got the pictures back, put them in my book, and I don't mean to talk so much because I'm like excited now, because when I go on castings for the first time, I just had Tarrice's pictures in my book for the first time this week. First casting I go on is for Cosmo, and it's for like body stuff and jeans, and they see his pictures and they're going crazy. The girls are going crazy. The art director's like, oh my God, these are hot pictures. Next thing you know, I'm in a photo shoot today shooting that. So, I mean, for me, it's great. I just wanted to show my body in pictures that are just not just plain and it's just like a backdrop, but it's like art when you look at your pictures and you see a guy in the back, and it's like a story, and it's just like, wow. When people look at that picture, it's not just like looking at the guy, but it's like, wow. I mean, who would think to shoot something like that? And it's beautiful, you know. And I love shooting with you. And I'm getting teary, like I love Tarrice. And plus, I'm always available to shoot with you, dude. You know.
Okay. Now, one of the things I do want to say about working with Marcus, I do like when he came in, and I told him, I said, look, dude, I ain't got no clothes. We just gonna straight do this, butt ass naked, and we gonna come up with something hot. Now, my thing is, like, I was impressed with your professionalism,
Right.
your comfort level, and I can't even explain it. It was just like we had been working together forever.
Right.
So I was just like, you were very comfortable with me. I was very comfortable
Definitely.
with you, and we came together and created some hot stuff. And
Yes,
I look forward to continuing to create hot stuff.
Yes, sir.
With you, Mr. Hill.
Yes, sir.
And you get to ask me a question. I want you to ask me something.
I get to ask you a question, okay? Because, wait, before I ask you this question, it's funny because when I left the last shoot we did, it's like I'm at home, I can't sleep, and I'm so excited to finish the shoot with you, and I'm imagining what the pictures are going to be like. But my whole thing is I get all these thoughts in my head about a photo shoot that we could do, because you're always like, I think I know what we can do. So now I get home and I'm like, man, well, what if we do this with this and this with that? That shit. Then I'm like, I can't even sleep. An hour later, I'm like, wow, that would be tight. We did this with this. I need to tell Tarrice about that. And then just like, whatever. But anyway, the thing I wanted to ask you is, how do you come up with the ideas? Because you're like the MacGyver of photography to me. Because, I mean, you could take a piece of paper and put it in the photo shoot, and it'll be like a paper made something, something, something. It'll be awesome. But, I mean, you can take a safety pin and put it in the photo shoot, and people will be like, wow, how do you put that in there? I was just on the casting today. The guy was like, how do you come up with the shirts with the new body? Like, oh, wow, that's a freaking hot idea. So how do you come up with these ideas for photo shoots?
Well, a lot of times I just kind of feel off of you.
Right.
Like the energy that you give, like in our pre-meeting when we meet, we sit down, we talk, and I kind of get a feeling for what your personality is, your character, and it just, the stuff just starts to pop up in my head.
Right.
So it's just like, okay, I don't know, you're easy.
Right.
And it was just like, he has a crazy ass body, great face. I love when people look good in the face and their body's good and stuff. So it was just easy, and you made it easy to just like, you made me feel like possibilities are endless and I could try anything. Right.
No, I just had to ask you that because I was just like, man, the shoots, like, I mean, you do shoots with underwear, and it's just like you get to the photographer and like, okay, we're going to do underwear today. He hands you a couple underwear. But it's like with you, I just had to know, like, how did you just come up with the shoot that we did with the pair of sweats, cut the sweats in half, roll the sweats up, no underwear with just the sweats. Now I got my own underwear shoot, but like some old sweats, and it's just like super hot. And then you're like, well, put it down a little bit and pull it up, and now the shot comes out. I see it, and it's just like perfection. It's just like awesome. And then even the shot with the T-shirt where you putting the holes in. I know we didn't use that, but it's just like, how did he come up with that? So I had to ask you that one question. This has been in my head, like, how do you come up with these just like awesome creative thoughts about shoot photo shoots? Because it's just like,
okay, like, I know when I put you in the underwear, I was like, oh, underwear again.
Right.
It's like, how many times? It's not like you don't have underwear pictures, and you haven't done this a million times already. So I'm just sitting there like, what can I do to show this in a different way? And then I was like, cut the band off.
Right.
And what's crazy is just, I was sitting there like, okay, after I cut the band off and then put you in them, and then I was just like, they was tight in the right places, loose in the right places, and I was just like, okay, this is a hot way to show it. And then I was telling one of my friends, I was like, oh, I like this picture. People gonna like this one. This nigga look like he got like 10 pounds of dick in the draws, and and it just looked good.
Oh man,
So,
my fan base and phone is just blowing up right now after our shoot. I've never got this much good press from a photo shoot ever. It's just been awesome, and it's been a blessing to meet you, man, and it's been a blessing to work with you, and I just had to say thank you, man, and I get to give you a big hug, man. It's my boy, man. It's my new best bud, man. This is a guy who's responsible for getting me some big campaigns in the future, and hopefully we have a good 2010 together, man. I wish you much success, and I want to say thank you very much for the hot pictures that you've taken of me, and just hope to continue to take more beautiful stuff and make history with you, man.
We're going to do some fire shit next.
I know we are.
Wednesday.
We about to do that, man. I already know. Wait, this is the new one. No fingerprints, no evidence.
Oh, that's cute. All right, y'all.
All right, peace.